What is up, my friends? So I've been trying to record this for the past hour now, and I recorded it on my mic. I think something's wrong with my computer, so I can't record directly into the computer with the mic anymore. Then I tried to do a video on my phone, and the audio was wonky there too, so I'm very much so in need of figuring out a good setup right now, so I'm going to be trying to do that tomorrow. I know next week I really want to start doing much better content at a higher quality, and now my mics have crapped out, so it's going to be fun, right? But last two episodes of Chucky, today we got the last episode before the season finale, which is going to be next week, and my goodness, what a season finale it is going to be. So very much so a episode where I think it was 0 to 100 right from the start. We know that Devin's mother was killed by Chucky, as well as Junior's mother. Junior's mother's death is seemingly a suicide to everybody else, but we all know the truth. Chucky just joined her out the building. Devin's mother's case is something else. And the gang's pretty much split. Devin doesn't really feel like doing much anymore, and of course, who could blame him after the traumatic experience he experienced in the previous episode? Lexi and Jake are not in a good patch either, and of course, Junior is just going down a dark road. At the funeral, also, we see Tiffany show up and kiss Logan for whatever reason, which we'll talk about why that happened in a bit. And then we also see that Andy and Kyle are on their way to Hackensack now. So one of the things we see here also is Devin is going away since his mother's death, and Jake decides to leave as well, leaving Lexi by herself. But Lexi ends up finding something out that's interesting, and that's that Chucky actually told Caroline at a point to kill both her parents as well as Lexi. Of course, she didn't go through with it, but this makes Lexi think, why is he doing this? So Jake is about to leave, and as he's waiting for a bus, he notices a good guy doll being delivered. He goes to the guy and asks, where is it being delivered? And the guy pretty much rips him off and tells him to pay him like $400 in order to tell him and give him the good guy doll. And Jake's pretty much like, nah, this ends here. I'm not leaving. He goes back to Lexi and explains to Lexi what he saw. Lexi then notices that this is actually a address for Charles Lee Ray. And we know now that Devin is going to that same address as well, as we see him do that. He actually ends up going there where he sees Nika. He tries to save her, but since Nika's personality split, she then also becomes Chucky. But according to the behind the scenes, she was Chucky the whole time, just pretending to be Nika in an effort to get Devin closer. And then we see Devin be tied up. Meanwhile, all of this is happening. We also see that Junior is being persuaded by Chucky now to kill his father after everything. And we're just like, yeah, Junior's going to go down this road and it ain't going to be good. So pretty much Chucky's just instigating Junior about his mother's death and his father cheating, especially with the whole Tiffany thing, which is, I think, the reason that Tiffany did what she did. And now they're pretty much trying to get Junior to kill his own father, which ultimately he does, and very much so at Chucky's delight. And while all of this is happening, we also see that the other Chucky dolls that I didn't even know existed up until this point are coming to life, and we're just like, oh shit's about to go down. And so pretty much that's where our episode ends right there, when Devin is tied up. Nika is pretty much Chucky again. Junior has killed his father. Andy has shown up to Junior's house where Chucky is with Junior. Lexi and Jake are on the run to try and help Devin after finding out what's going on. And it's about to be a big showdown, I guess. So pretty much I think what Chucky wanted was for somebody else to kill for him. And I think that he wanted for his spell in order to transfer his soul to many different items. And I think the spell might have been something like getting someone who is pure at heart or innocent to very much so commit a crime, a murder that you don't come back from. And that was, of course, what Junior did, and I think that's what activated the whole spell, and we saw all of those Chuckies come to life because of that. So I think that they're going to have to find a way to undo this spell, because I don't see it plausible to try and kill that many good guy dolls, because it looked like a good 50 or 40 in Devin's room, and then apparently the ones that are in the truck that we saw in the little teaser for next week's episode. So they're going to have to undo this spell some way or another. I think Andy might be a key to that. He might know a little more than the others do, and I think that's going to be interesting to see. We also get a Jake and Chucky showdown that looks from the teaser trailer, and I'm excited to see that finally go down. But I mean, this episode was great. I thought that everything that they were doing was insane, and honestly the end was very much so shocking. I didn't really expect Junior to go through with killing his own father, and then when we saw all of the Chucky standing there, a complete shock for me. But I'm excited to see what happens. I do have some theory videos on what I think could be going on here. No word yet if we're getting a season 2 of this, I think, but I will look into it and then make a video on my thoughts and theories about where they could go with this. But I do believe that this is going to be an insane last episode. Hopefully it doesn't feel like a race to the end like a lot of shows do, because they just try to rush these endings. But we'll see what happens with that. Let me know your thoughts about this episode and everything we saw in it. What are you most excited to see? All that stuff. But as always, that is going to do it for me. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers, so let's get to it. But yeah, this episode, just pure insanity, right? I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the Chucky dolls and how they're all going to act. Also, is Junior really going to keep on going and try and kill Jake and Lexi and Devin, such as what Chucky wants him to do? Or are we going to be getting something much more shocking happen? So there is another theory too, which I'm going to be discussing tomorrow. Hopefully I get my mic fixed, because I don't like recording from my phone. But the theory is that Glenda is in the show, and I will talk about that because it's something that I was thinking about too watching this episode, that I think could definitely be something we could see pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. It will be probably out tomorrow before 3. I do have a ton of other videos as well, such as The Last Duel, Spider-Man, and a new HBO show I want to talk about that sounds interesting. So a ton of stuff coming from me pretty soon. You don't want to miss it. So go ahead and hit that notification bell so you know when these videos drop. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you can also hit that subscribe button so we get to 20,000 subscribers that much faster. But as always, that is going to do it for me. I'll see all of you next time. As always, my friends, check out the video on the left. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. Hey, if you're still listening, go ahead and leave a suggestion on type of videos you want to watch. I am taking a poll, and I am going to be changing up the channel, but I'm just curious what content you're here for more, whether it's comics, horror, all of that. I am interested in knowing to further progress the channel. But yeah, as always, stay safe, stay positive.